In this video, we're going to discuss why your camera comes with multiple focus points. It may be surprising to you because after we completed the focus and recompose exercise, you saw that the center focus point is usually the one that we're going to choose. It's the most sensitive, it reacts the quickest usually out of all the different focus points that come on a consumer grade DSLR. It's a little bit different with a professional grade DSLR as far as how quickly and the strength of the other different focus points available to you on your camera. But let's focus specifically on those consumer ones. So usually, most of the time, you have a focus point array of either 9 focus points, 1 in the center, 8 around it, possibly as few as 3, just 1 in the center and on the sides, or a very large array of different focal points that are available to you. What ends up happening, as we discussed with focus and recompose, is we want to be able to quickly go ahead and focus on our image and recompose and just go on the side and focus. On the side, focus. So focus and recompose our shot. That's wonderful if our subject is stationary. This is not so helpful if they are going and moving. And in the shot, they're going back and forth, particularly in the case of a vertical shot. Because if they are moving and coming towards me, I want to be able to track their motion. So I want to be able to be in that continuous mode. And in continuous mode, focus and recompose does not work because it is constantly trying to focus on whatever you chose your focus on. If you then focus and then recompose your image, it's not going to be able to be tracking that same object anymore. It's going to track something else. So this is a situation where it's a really good idea to use the different focus points available to you. So what you're going to do on a Canon camera is you just press the little crosshairs button here, and this allows you to then go ahead and switch your focus point one way or another there. If you want it back in the center, you just hit set, it goes back that way. So you're going to want to note how you hold your camera in the vertical position there. Are you holding it like this? Or are you holding it with the shutter button up top? Because as people are coming towards you, you're going to want that point to be at the top near their face, so you're focusing on their face. If all of a sudden you're switching this way, now your focal point will be down at the bottom. And that's not something you want. You want it focusing on their faces there. So just be aware of that orientation when you're selecting it there. Same thing will be for the same case of if it is a landscape orientation, but that the people are coming this way, you may want it so that you're not having to each time have them just dead center, but rather their faces are in focus at the top. And so again, you'll want to pick one of those focus points up at the top instead, and that will help. This also comes in handy for when, in addition with that, of motion in photos, say that you want to show the motion leading into the photo rather than it just being centered there. So say you're tracking people and they're constantly coming down the field from this side or the other side there. What you're going to want to do is move your focus point over to all the way to the left or all the way to the right, so that then you're able to have it so that your subject is getting caught, so that you're getting the motion leading into the frame rather than being they're right in the middle and almost all the way to the edge, and it leaves your brain going, where are they going? There's no more picture frame left. It just feels better when you have them on one side or the other of the frame and that there's a lot of space after them, so that it gives your brain the ability to say, okay, they're moving at that point. I can see where the motion is going and it's not truncated. Last but not least, the other use that you'll want to do for using these different focus points is if you've got your camera on a tripod. If you have it on the tripod, you're not going to be able to easily do focus and recompose of going back and forth with that. So in that case, you're going to want to switch to whichever focus point is closest to the object you are trying to focus on.